Today's topic is relationships. Why? Because Tracy chose to speak about relationships, understanding that a relationship can bring so much joy, and yet the contrast, so much pain. So we want to create 3 segments. And in these segments, we're going to speak about the connection to, the learning from relationships. Now, ones will roll their eyes and say, relationships, ooh. Ones seem to feel they flourish in relationships, and others seem to feel they fail in relationships. So isn't that the contrast of life? Tracy receives source energy, known as collective consciousness, in Tracy's world, the grand universe. And Tracy is the medium in which the words flow through. Tracy says, all good things from above. And so it is truly just, Tracy has moved aside, if you will, to allow the receiving. All very fascinating. A miracle, is it not? So here we are, collective consciousness, many eternal light beings, if you will. There are many, many names. We are wanting and desiring to create peace on the planet, peace in one's heart, peace in one's mind. So Tracy, as she moves along life, if you will, truly understands the chaos or the absolute love that relationships can bring. And isn't it true, relationship with one person can bring just that, chaos, upset, frustration, anger, and yet can bring the days of joy and ease and fun and laughter and abundance of all things good. How does it all work? So this first segment is going to share relationships with others. Then the next one will be relationships and intimacy, and the next one will be relationship with oneself. So with others, isn't it truly fascinating? Isn't it truly fascinating that another walks into your pathway and truly can create the grandest scenery or create the greatest, what feels like destruction? And we want to, first and foremost, say that one has no control over another. One may want to, but truly one has no control over another's actions or what they do, what they are offering, if you will. The only thing that you have control over in any relationship, in any one thing truly, is your reaction and your own action. Just like you are the only one that can control your thoughts. You are the only one that knows your thoughts. You are the only one that thinks your thoughts. You are the only one that experiences your thoughts. No one else can come in, if you will, and take over and create your thoughts. Even as Tracy, she's sort of giggling because she has moved aside to allow us to deliver a message, but we certainly do not take over her thoughts. Thoughts are one's personal space, and we mean it literally. Have you thought about it? That your thought is yours and yours alone. So the only thing that you have control over is truly your reaction to another and your own action and your own thoughts and your own experiences, your own emotions. So here we are wanting to create this very short segment because we know that ones are truly busy, very busy. And isn't it the truth that some are so busy, at times there is not a space to nurture relationships. And now, and Tracy can see this, living in a world filled with technology, so much information, she'll say, how is anyone going to find this little video? It's like a drop in the ocean. And truly, if you have found it, isn't that grand? When you think about your relationships, what does it bring to you? Does it bring frustration and upset and hurt? Does it bring joy, contentment, the fulfillment of love? And truly ponder, because we had mentioned that the same person can bring forth all those emotions. And isn't it fascinating that you could be the same person? Is it not true that you could present to someone something that would make them angry, or you could present to someone something that would make them filled with joy? And isn't it true that so many times ones are creating an experience not realizing what the other one is truly feeling? So many times feelings get hurt and it gets buried, and ones don't like to perhaps rock the boat, or they don't want to say too much, and they just sort of keep up with it, but it sort of eats away. And then it will take one special moment in time to have something, another with a sharp stick poking, to create the blow up, the explosion. So, where are we going with all this? Truly, the greatest thing that you can put forth to another is your greatest sense of self. It is difficult to do so when one is feeling less than, when one is feeling hurt, when one is feeling not so good, when one is feeling not respected, when one is feeling not understood, not appreciated. So it gets really messy. Relationships, as you know, we are not speaking about anything you don't already know. We are just sharing that when you are in a place with another that truly is a rocking boat, sometimes it is high winds and large crashing waves, and another time it is just a rocking boat, and other times it is like a gentle travel along a beautiful stream in a pond, let's say, sitting in a pond, just relaxing. So understand that relationships bring forth the space to go within and bring forth your God within, to bring forth the love that you hold. And it is difficult to bring forth love when one is feeling very angry. But truly, if we could share any one thing that you could apply to your life that would change your life for the, we want to say, for the enhancement of all good things, it is to understand that love is the answer. And some will say this is a whole lot of BS. This is not realistic. How can love be the answer when there is so much hatred? But if each soul placed love before, if each soul understood that the other was only coming from a place of what they know, of their thoughts, of their past travels. For isn't it true, you can remind someone of something that you have known nothing about. And it could be something years ago, but sort of buzzword, a trigger. But if you brought forth a memory for them and you're not even aware of it, and that one could really lash out at you because you have stirred up something that is within, something that is not being forgiven, or something that is being carried. When you can see that all others are coming from a place of their own consciousness, their own experience, their own reaction to the action, if you will, you can really cut a lot of slack. Now, we are not saying that you should put up with someone being extremely unkind because they are in their own little world. But what we are sharing is that you can place love where love is not felt. It is like forgiveness. Forgiveness is for oneself, not for the other. And sometimes to offer love in the extreme conditions of unpleasant relationships certainly is for oneself and the other, because it is a vibration and it allows space for the soothing. when there's condemnation and judgment, and easy to do, especially if you're in a heated argument. But if all just stopped and you saw the other in the light that they truly are, and you saw the other that is only coming from a place of their own consciousness, their own thoughts. And isn't it true that thoughts can really take one to plummet, if you will, and thoughts can really raise? So you don't know where the other is truly coming from because you do not know their past experience. You do not know what they are carrying. So cut some slack. And we'll say to Tracy, if she gets sort of we want to say upset, but even like so mild, if you will, we will say, you are asking a baby to run. You are asking a baby to run. And then she understands, oh, one is not there yet. One is not at that place yet. So it is a wonderful sort of metaphor to kind of sit back and allow one to come forth in their own space of love. And if every soul came from the place of love, unconditional love, without judgment, hard to do, almost impossible to do, but certainly can be done. Certainly can be done. It does not mean you have to put up with, if you will, if one is, metaphor, poking with a sharp stick, always condemning, always just digging at you. Well, would you really need to stand there? Truly, it is not the time to try and fix something. It is not the time. If one is waving around a pointy object to poke you, to hurt you, because they are hurting, they have the stick and they want to hurt another, conscious or not, do you really want to stand there? You have to wait for the one to calm. You have to wait for one to place the pointy object down, and one then can speak with you. Some wait a lifetime, no kidding. Some are always looking to poke a stick at someone. Always looking to poke a stick, stir it up, create it. And why? Truly, why? Because one has not found love for oneself and has not found love in others. We have mentioned that if everyone could see the inner light of each soul that walks the planet, if you could take away physical form and just see the grand inner light of each, there would be no pointy sticks. There would be no unkind words. Because ones would look around like the stars in the sky. Look around and see everyone for who they truly are. Doesn't quite work like that. So, in this short little period of time, we would share with you that if you are experiencing challenging relationships, place love, place gratitude, place understanding. The one is only coming from their own level of consciousness. And if you are flourishing in your relationships and you feel abundant in love, you feel abundant in your communication in your relationships, all good things, then place love and place gratitude, because it only expands. It's just an expansion. So, little tidbit, if you will, wisdom from the heavens. And it is just that, wisdom from the heavens. So we're going to wrap it up and start the next video. So, truly, to wrap it up, understand that ones are coming from a place in which they stand. They're coming from a place in their life experience. They're coming from a place of their own thoughts, and most times they come from a place of hurt, frustration, and anger. So you are wanting to find the space to nourish. Again, you cannot walk when one is pointing as you cannot stand there and take it, but you can step back and allow them time to soothe and put the stick down. It is your reaction that you have control over. You have no control over another, even though it would be wonderful if you did. Truly, you do not. And if for some reason you feel you have control over another, you have no control over their thoughts. Truly ponder. You have no control over another. The only control you have is your own self, your own actions, your own reaction. And what we are saying is, if you place love in the forefront of your actions and your reactions, you would live in a world of love. It is that simple. And if you yourself feel very frustrated or angry, feeling resentful, and we understand why, one has provided something to feel that way. But if you could understand that love truly softens it, if you could understand not to hang on to it and let it go where it was first found, oh, the world will flourish because it is a vibration. So that is our segment, our first segment. Really good. Really, really good.